Welcome back to Girl Talk, your Sunday edition. Shout out to everyone who's already participated in our Wet n Wild giveaway. We have a bunch of you so far, so keep on submitting. I'm your host, Raina. I'm here with Jasmine.
What's up, guys? So today we have the lovely Lala Kent from Vanderpump Rules coming in, and I'm super excited because we're going to be talking about her career, and she's also going to be chiming in on the topic of cheating. So I can't wait to hear about that.
Yes, and on top of all that, we're bringing back our Fantastic Four, Anika, Allie, Tina, and Michelle, to give us their thoughts about cheating. So get ready, everyone, because Girl Talk starts now. So before we get into our depressing subject of cheating, we have to start off with something positive. We have Vanderpump Rules actress model Lala Kent in with us at Girl Talk. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
I'm excited to have you. So we have to talk about Vanderpump Rules. I know you just finished shooting with them. You had that interesting reunion. I mean, immediately when you came on set, you know, you sparked a lot of, I guess, talk in the restaurant. You know, they came in and they just immediately, from the outside looking in, they immediately started attacking you in your personal life.
Right.
Can you talk about your experience with Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah, with Vanderpump, it's very bittersweet for me because I feel like it gave me so many, you know, amazing opportunities. But at the same time, I'm very protective of my family and especially my man. So
as you should.
Yeah, so it was so hard to be like, okay, I'm coming into this and my life is basically an open book, but his life is definitely not. So trying to find the balance, which for me was just not talking about him at all. You know, it got intriguing for people and then they just wouldn't freaking drop it. So I left Vanderpump feeling bitter, but now that, you know, after the reunion, closure. Mended fences. I'm not so bitter anymore.
Good. Was there like any specific time that you can remember when you're like, okay, I've had enough, like we're off from the show?
I would say the first night of filming. The first night when they approached me about my man, and it was like, okay, I'm done. We're not doing this. And luckily, I sucked it up for a little bit longer. But I would say, you know, when I left to go home to Utah and turn my phone off.
And shut off your emails too.
Dude, all of it. I was tapped out of life at that point. I'm like, no one's getting hold of me.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to completely just like shut yourself off, shut life away, and then just kind of get back to your normal self.
Exactly. Get grounded again.
So like on a more positive note, like your career, because I heard it's going amazing. What do you have coming up and what's new?
I start filming a movie in June, so there's still, I believe there were talks about Bruce Willis as the main guy, which I think he's hot AF, so I'm totally cool with that. And then I have 2 songs coming out, one of which is more European pop, which is so different for me. But I'm excited for that. That'll be coming out next week. And then I did one more song with James. We'll release that and do our thing with that. And my clothing line, it's called Sweet Street. We ended up having to switch the name, which I'm thrilled about the new name. Sweet Street. Sweet Street. It's very much streetwear, but it's like girly and feminine. But you know, right now we're more boutique. You know, like we only have a few pieces.
So I do too. I love it. It's like super rare. Everything is super cute. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'm excited about it because each month I'll, you know, ask fans what charities they're interested in, and we'll give a percentage each month to a different charity.
That's awesome. Your jacket, I mean, that's hot right now.
I know that she walked in the door. I was like, yes.
Oh my god, is that kind of something that you're going to be having on your clothing line?
I would like to at some point carry everything that I am wearing, but right now I won't be carrying any Chicago Bull stuff.
Oh, no shit.
Even though it's gangster, right? I love it. I love me a good Michael Jordan piece.
All the bigger jackets seem to be like in style right now anyways.
Yeah.
Like the off the shoulder look and like, I've always loved that.
I like it too. I think it's very like sexy, but also, you know, it like covers you up.
It's like a sexy boyfriend kind of look in a way when everything's bigger and baggier. I love it.
Exactly. So before we go on to the rest of our subject, which is not very positive, so when it comes to the workplace environment, there's a lot of girls who experience bullying. What would you say to those girls dealing with it right now?
Oh, I mean, when you're in it, you feel like you can't get out of the headspace, and people that are bullies, they're disgusting human beings. And I read a tweet today, and this girl said, that no one liked me and that I should leave the world. And I'm like, people experience this on a day-to-day. So my advice, if you don't have to have social media, I would not have it, or I would just be very private about your life, because people are so bold behind the computer screens. It's like, oh, come say that to my face, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think social media is taken it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
So I would say if you don't have to have it, and you're experiencing bullying and it's just not your cup of tea, get off the social media.
And I feel like on top of that, a lot of people don't realize that the things they say, even though they're just saying it to say it, they may not mean it. A lot of times the way people take it in, like I've seen a lot of stories lately about people who've actually given in to people bullying them. And it's crazy, because things that you could say when you're mad, it really can hurt somebody. So I do agree with you. If you don't need to have social media, you shouldn't. And you should definitely be private about your life, because people like to take it and then misconstrue it whatever way they want to.
Right.
Well, you heard directly from us on how to handle bullying. Thank you, Lala, for sharing with us about your life. But let's get into a couple cookies from Lala directly, and then we'll get on with the rest of our show. Hey Lala, thank you so much for coming on set with us. It was a pleasure to see you again. I hope to see you soon. But for those young girls who are aspiring model, I know you are a published model yourself. What are some tips that you can give them?
I would say the biggest piece of advice would be to love every single part of yourself. I know that these young girls that are getting into the modeling industry, they're really super young, and they haven't quite developed their confidence yet. So I would tell anyone who's trying to break into that industry to just embrace and own and love yourself. Never compare yourself to anybody. If you do that, you're going to be just fine in that industry.
Hey Lala, it was a pleasure meeting you today. So I wanted to ask you, based on your style here at the studio and also on Instagram, which is super cute, your style is amazing, what are your spring and summer must-haves?
Ooh, my spring and summer must-haves. I always spray tan, so a good spray tan is number one. And a bikini that is freaking banging. I love the straps. Like I said, I do spray tan, so I don't really worry about tan lines. Also, a good choker, always a must-have. I love a good mirrored lens sunglass, another must-have. And a floral dress. I love this one because you have the slit, but you're also not too hoochie. So I would say that those are my go-tos for this summer and spring.
Okay, so we do need to talk about cheating, and to spark this conversation, I do need to give you guys some background. The story of Lala and Carmelo Anthony came out, and allegedly Carmelo Anthony, who was a player for the New York Knicks, cheated on his wife, Lala Anthony, actress, boss woman, just amazing, and is having a baby. Not only cheating, but is having a baby. This news sparked out, Lala's spotted without her ring, and it's just it's all over the place. Guys, if you are in Lala's position and you're married to the love of your life, you guys already have a 7-year-old son, things seem to be looking good from the outside, and all of a sudden, news came out that your husband cheated on you and is having a baby. How would you guys handle that situation?
I think the fact that there's a baby is enough. I would walk away 100%.
I feel the same. I feel like you're not the love of my life after that. And on top of that, it's the fact that you start yourself don't feel like you're enough if you have to go out and cheat. So I definitely be done 100%.
Do you guys think that there is a chance that they could work it out and get back together? I mean, you've seen Kobe and Vanessa work it out, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade work it out. Do you think that they will get back together?
If it's 100% that there is a baby, then I think she's too much of a boss woman to stay.
Yeah. I mean, nothing really surprises me anymore, but I honestly feel like she's done 100%. You can just see she's not as glowy and happy as she used to be, so I feel like she would be done.
Well, I mean, I would have to agree with both of you. I think Lala is done, but let's hear what our panelists have to say about this situation.
Hey, Allie. So we were just talking about the Mello and Lala situation. So if you were in a committed relationship and you got cheated on, how would you deal with it, and what advice would you give?
So I've definitely been cheated on. For me, it was terrible. If I didn't have my faith and wasn't able to pray through it, I'm not sure what I would have done. But the advice I'd probably give somebody else is just be certain that nothing horrible lasts forever. Nothing good lasts forever. Nothing horrible lasts forever. Pain is inevitable, but it's short-lived. Like, it'll all be over. Nothing lasts. The pain you feel, the heartbreak, time heals everything. So no matter what, just keep looking forward and focus on your own self, because bettering yourself, there's no better feeling. Once you better your own self, you're not concerned about anything else.
Hey, Michelle. I know we talk about Lala and Mella's relationship literally all the time since the news broke out because I love her. But in your situation, if you were in a committed relationship and you were in the spotlight like Lala and Mello, how would you handle this situation?
I think I would do what she's doing and just keep busy, still make her appearances. Nothing is really like for sure that he has another baby, or nothing is for sure. So I would keep busy, and then when it's for sure, I'd probably pull a Kim K and go MIA for a minute.
Hey, Anika. So relating to the situation that just happened with Lala and Mello, if you were in a committed relationship and you got cheated on, how would you handle it? And if you have been cheated on, how did you get through it?
I've never been cheated on, but I've been in a situation where somebody, went on and moved on to somebody else very quickly. And I think in those situations, which I see a lot, is people blaming, themselves, or feeling like I wasn't pretty enough or talented enough or whatever the situation is. So like for me, the way that I have coped with that is kind of like, invested in myself and spent some time, really accomplishing a lot of things that make me feel really good about myself, make me feel like a bomb woman. And when you feel like, hey, I'm the stuff and I deserve somebody great, then that's a better position to be in than, being sad.
Okay, so let's kind of get more in depth into cheating. So we did talk about Lala and Mello. Unfortunately, hopefully that lady is not having a baby. But a lot of people are talking about professional athletes and entertainers being cheaters. Like all athletes, basketball players and football players, even rappers, singers, they all cheat. Do you guys agree with that stereotype?
I know I do. I do. Yeah. Maybe I'm just bitter because I've been cheated on by athletes before, but yeah, I think it's very hard. Whether it's emotionally cheating or putting their peep in someone else, they are cheating.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, when I was younger, I got cheated on by somebody who's in the entertainment business, but I honestly I don't feel like all men cheat. I just feel like it's a lot easier for men that are, in the entertainment business or, are athletes and stuff to be able to cheat because there's such a wide variety of girls that want them. So it's like, I wouldn't put it past anybody if you're famous or not, but I think it's a lot easier for them because they have so many options. It's like, why settle when you have all these girls coming to your games and, you're popping and all that. So
you have money to fly people in and out all the time.
So it's like, it's a lot. It's more luxury, I guess, but I mean, I wouldn't say all men cheat, but I will say a good handful do, especially in the spotlight.
I agree. Definitely athletes and entertainers, it's just, it's hard. Like, you have women there. It's like, okay, I think as a girlfriend, you have that in the back of your mind if you're dating someone like, oh my God, he might be cheating. You never know. But it just sucks.
Oh, that hit in your stomach that you guys. Oh, I hate that feeling.
What do you guys consider cheating, though? Is it sex? Is it kissing? Is it just sliding in a DM, liking a few pictures? Like, what draws the line?
I think once you start developing a connection with another woman, liking a picture, you flirting, I don't give a shit. There's a bunch of hot girls walking this planet. I enjoy them just as much as my man does. But once you start, sliding in the DM and trying to get to know another person, you're cheating.
Yeah. And also, if you have to hide it, if you wouldn't show your significant other, then it may not be cheating, but you're on the way. So I feel like if it's something you can't share, if you always gotta have your phone flipped upside down because you're scared something's gonna pop up, I feel like you're on the way. and your intentions are to possibly.
I 100% absolutely agree with both of you. Anytime you're showing another woman any sort of attention that I should be getting, something's going on.
Yes.
Well, you've heard what we have to say. Let's hear what our panelists have to say about cheating in relationships.
Hey Allie, so I know we have talks all the time, but what do you consider cheating? Is it kissing? Is it DMing? Or anything else? And when do you draw the line and feel like it's the time to break up?
Damn, I love this question. Okay. I consider cheating anything that you wouldn't do to your own significant other. So if you don't feel comfortable doing it to your boyfriend, you probably shouldn't be doing it. That's number one. And number two, if you don't feel comfortable with him seeing it, or you have to hide it, then that is probably considered cheating also. Whatever it is, talking to someone, interacting socially, anything. It could be anything. If you don't want it to be done to you, don't do it. Anything. DMs, dating, anything. Nothing.
Hey girl. So since we are on the topic of cheating, I want to know, what do you consider cheating, and at what point do you draw the line and break up?
I think cheating is anything physical, emotional, DMs, social media, anything like that is considered cheating. Everybody has their breaking point. I can say my breaking point is if I see him talk to another girl, then that's it. But when it actually happens to you, it's a different situation. So everybody has their own breaking point, and I just feel like if the person is worth it, you'll stay with them. If not, then you'll move on.
Hey Anika, so I wanted to ask you, what do you consider cheating? And when do you draw the line and break up?
I consider cheating anything that's physical, or any time that you're speaking to somebody in an intimate way that's not your significant other. I think in your mind you kind of decide when you want to be intimate with somebody, and I think that for me is cheating, because as soon as somebody that I'm with is intimate with somebody else, then I know that person's not for me 100%, and I don't want to deal with that. So I draw the line as soon as I see any kind of behavior like that, because I know it's not meant to be if somebody is so easily swayed to do something with somebody else. So that's when I draw the line.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our show today. It was super awesome to have Lala in from Vanderpump Rules. She was a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone who tuned in.
Right, and also remember, ladies, you have 2 weeks to participate in our giveaway, so go to our website and hit submit. We'll see you guys next week.